Here is your wrestling headlines. Jacob Fatu overshadows Solo Sikoa. WWE finally officially confirms a Legends contract. Randy Orton doesn't want John Cena to induct him into the Hall of Fame. Zelina Vega calls a WWE Superstar disgusting. USA Network confirms a major WWE announcement. WWE punishes Rhea Ripley. Damian Priest runs away from the Judgment Day. Ronda Rousey brutally targets Roman Reigns, and more. Let's dive right in. WWE Finally officially confirms a Legends contract. WWE has confirmed that a Legends contract has expired after recent reports emerged. The star also spoke about the matter. Triple H has been the one in charge of creative after taking over from Vince McMahon. It has been said that new management taking over might also be why Lawler's contract was allowed to expire. Booker T was also left surprised by the news. Jerry Lawler's name has been quietly removed from the company site. He's only visible in the Hall of Fame section, indicating his legendary status, not as part of the active roster. Although he is not part of the alumni section, he's still with the company through his Legends contract, as reported. Earlier this week, Jerry Lawler spoke to PW Insider. In the interview, he said he knew many people wondered about it, and that his career had ended with WWE. He said that with what happened with the stroke, even sitting behind a desk and commentating was very difficult for him. One other thing that a lot of people wonder about, my career has probably ended with the WWE, and it's just one of those things that goes with my getting over with all the stuff that happened with the stroke, and it was my just sitting behind a desk and doing it commentating on a match again was the extremely difficult. An upcoming event in Evansville, Indiana, will see Jerry Lawler celebrated. The event will include Dutch Mantle, Mick Foley, the Steiner Brothers, the Hardys, Ron Simmons, and others. It will take place on May 10th and 11th, with a VIP show on the first day and a convention on the second. There will also be artwork of the King himself shown off. While Lawler may no longer have an active role in the company, thanks to his Legends contract, he may still appear in cameos. Randy Orton doesn't want John Cena to induct him into the Hall of Fame. Randy Orton is a shoo-in for the WWE Hall of Fame, having been in the business for over 2 decades. The Viper recently addressed who should induct him into the Hall of Fame when the time comes, and surprisingly, he doesn't want his iconic rival John Cena to do the honors. Randy Orton, at 44, recently returned from a career-ending back injury, which put him on the shelf for nearly 2 years. Now that he is back and in the best shape of his life, the Apex Predator wants to end his illustrious career on his terms. Despite achieving everything that WWE has to offer, Orton isn't planning on retiring anytime soon. Speaking on Adam's Apple podcast, the Legend Killer said he has no idea who should induct him into the WWE Hall of Fame, but hopes it isn't John Cena, because he would set the bar higher during his speech. Oh gosh, I don't know, man, I don't know. I mean, my father's in the Hall of Fame, I would want him to be there, but as far as who would induct me, I honestly don't know, man. Listen, if John Cena had, I know the best inductions into the Hall of Fame that I have heard from anybody was probably from John Cena. I think he did a few over the course of his career, and I just remember being captivated by him. He's so good at everything he does, and he can really captivate a crowd. The only thing is, I have to go out there and follow him. So maybe not John, said Orton. Randy Orton is back full-time and has no plans to transition into a part-timer until he retires. The Viper explained why he doesn't want to follow the paths of The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels toward the tail end of his career. I feel so great after my surgery. I'm a full-time guy, I don't want to do the old Undertaker or Shawn Michaels schedule, which they needed to do, understandably. But, wrestle at WrestleMania, take the summer off, maybe you see them at SummerSlam. I want to be on the road every week. I want to make all the TVs. I want to be on all the PLEs. At 44, just turned 44, I would love to be able to go into my 50s. Maybe I'll wrestle till I'm 50 and call it. That's 30 years. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens are currently engaged in a heated feud with Solo Sikoa-led Bloodline. The babyfaces suffered a loss in a street fight at Backlash France, thanks to a debuting Tonga Loa. Orton will lock horns with Styles in the 2024 King of the Ring tournament qualifying match on SmackDown this Friday. Sami Zayn in a major Netflix event. Sami Zayn has garnered major attention once again after ending the remarkable WWE Intercontinental Championship reign of Gunther at WrestleMania, despite the ring general believing that he was not the only right choice to do it. Following Zayn's capturing the workhorse title at the Show of Shows, he has been riding a wave of momentum and has done exceptional work in only a month as champion, looking towards a spectacular title reign himself. Moreover, the former conspiracy theorist's fame has now transcended beyond the wrestling ring. Sami Zayn took to his ex to announce that he would be part of the lineup of artists to participate in one of the largest comedy events. Netflix is a Joke Fest 2024, scheduled to take place in May. This is only a few days away now. I think it's going to go very, very well but there's definitely room for it to go very, very badly too. That's the Sami Zayn way. TM. Really excited. Around the same time as Sami Zayn's new gig, he is slated to make his first WWE PLE title defense against Chad Gable and Bronson Reed at the WWE King and Queen of the Ring event in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Already proving his mantle as a fighting champion in his first defense against Gable on Raw a few weeks ago. We will have to wait and see if Sami Zayn can survive the triple threat and walk out of Jeddah, still the WWE Intercontinental Champion. Zelina Vega calls WWE Superstar disgusting. Zelina Vega and her Latino World Order LWO faction were recently drafted to Monday Night Raw. While this separated them from their bitter rivals, the Legado del Fantasma traitor Carlito was also transferred to Raw under the name of LWO. The backstabbing WWE Superstar had chosen to betray the group before a crucial match at WrestleMania XL and sabotaged his team. Zelina Vega recently spoke about this and her disgust with Carlito on WWE's The Bump. Zelina Vega called Carlito a coward for attacking Dragon Lee from behind before his WrestleMania match and for slipping away like he did when he got exposed. She even noted her doubts about the treacherous wrestler since he joined the group. When he came into the LWO, I was like, okay, cool, stoked for you, whatever. But now it's kind of like, I should have went with my first vibe on you. And it wasn't good since the jump. So I don't know. But again, I tried to listen. When you listen to Rey Mysterio, he's the mastermind. And he's the leader, so we got to go by what he says. And I'm happy about doing that. But at the same time, people take advantage of his kindness and they look at it as a weakness. I don't like that, and I'm not jacking that. Vega also said that Carlito's new low is being exposed by someone like Santos Escobar, another LWO traitor. You're a coward. You're a bum. That's disgusting to me, Vega said of Carlito. And I'm sorry, but if you have somebody also like Santos Escobar, who's also a bum surrounding himself by bums, to actually catch you in a lie, that's bad. USA Network confirms a major WWE announcement. WWE has undergone several changes this year. USA Network has now confirmed an announcement about the company's future. WWE Raw has been on the USA Network for quite some time. They started off with the broadcaster in 1993, and were exclusive until 1997. Then came the move to TNN and Spike TV, which lasted until 2012. Finally, the network re-signed a deal to pick them up that year. From then until now, for the past 12 years, Raw has been exclusively broadcast by the company. This will change again next year, with Netflix picking up the broadcasting deal for the show. However, USA Network's deal was to end before the end of the year. WWE executives announced that the show would stay on with the network until the end of the year. Triple H will still be in charge of both shows as the head of the creative team. USA Network has confirmed the announcement while also speaking about SmackDown moving from Fox to USA Network in September. They said the show would return to the network on September 13th. With Fox no longer retaining the rights to SmackDown, the show is finally returning to the USA Network. While unlike Raw, SmackDown started off with other broadcasters and eventually came to USA Network. They started off with UPN in 1999 and then moved to the CW in 2005. Following this, they were also broadcast on My Network TV and SYFY. Eventually, they went to USA Network in 2015. They then moved to Fox in 2019 and have remained there for 5 years. On September 13th, the brand will finally return to the USA Network. SmackDown has been the more successful show ratings-wise for the past few years. It remains to be seen if things change now that it is moving to the USA Network. WWE punishes Rhea Ripley. A top name has alleged that WWE punished Rhea Ripley by not having her wrestle and using her as a valet for the male stars in the Judgment Day. The claim was made by none other than Ronda Rousey. The Eradicator has done quite possibly the best work of her career as a member of the Judgment Day. She is one of the biggest stars in WWE under the Triple H regime. Many fans were unhappy with how the Stamford-based promotion handled her Women's World Championship reign and believed that the focus was put on her shenanigans with the Judgment Day. In her book, former WWE superstar Ronda Rousey claimed that Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair went over by a whopping 20 minutes in their WrestleMania 39 match, and it did not sit well with many producers. Rousey also wrote that Mammy was punished by the Stamford-based promotion last year. Rhea Ripley put an end to Charlotte Flair's SmackDown Women's Championship reign at WrestleMania 39. Many fans dubbed it the best match of the year. Ripley's title was later rebranded to the Women's World Championship. Mommy held the belt for over a year and put down some of the best female talents in the Stamford-based company. In late 2023, Ripley stated in an interview with Sporting News Australia that she had a target on her back as the top female star on the Raw brand. Here's what Mommy said: "Obviously, I have a target on my back. And I got Raquel Rodriguez trying to chase me down. I got Nia Jax trying to chase me down. I got Shayna Baszler now getting into the mix, which is keeping me quite occupied with the women's division." Ripley had to vacate the Women's World Championship after she suffered a legitimate injury following a backstage attack by her arch-rival, Liv Morgan. Rhea is currently on a hiatus, and Becky Lynch has taken over as the top female star on the Raw brand in her absence. Damian Priest runs away from the Judgment Day. Legendary wrestling manager Jim Cornette thinks that Damian Priest should leave the Judgment Day and return to singles competition. He explained that the World Heavyweight Champion should not be hanging around with Finn Balor and JD McDonough now that Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley are injured. The Archer of Infamy defended his title for the first time against Jey Uso at Backlash last week in France. He was about to lose the bout, but he emerged victorious, thanks to Balor and McDonough's interference. However, Priest wasn't happy at all that the two stars got involved in his match. Speaking on the latest edition of the Jim Cornette Experience, the WWE veteran was asked whether Damian Priest should turn babyface. He stated that the latter needs to remain a heel and leave the Judgment Day, so he can get pushed as a solo star. No, actually I hope they would have been putting more heel heat on him a little bit, instead of having him still play with the children since Rhea's gone and Dominic is gone. Why not let Finn and JD McDonough do whatever they need to do, and let Damian Priest be a single top heel champion before we go turning him? Because the problem is, the more over you are as a heel, the more over you are when you become a babyface or vice versa, said Cornette. The Archer of Infamy is currently in his first reign as WWE World Heavyweight Champion, which is a major reason why Jim Cornette wants him to leave the Judgment Day, especially since Rhea Ripley will be gone for numerous months. Cornette stated that before WWE turns Damian Priest babyface, the higher-ups need to focus on the title run first. I think he had been kind of minimized or subliminalized over the past few months with all the other bigger stars and more exciting things that were going on in the dilution of the Judgment Day to a goddamn social club with spooky lighting. And they ought to concentrate more on letting him run with his title before they switch him. Well, now we want people to like him. WWE has been teasing a rift between Damian Priest and the rest of the Judgment Day. It'll be interesting to see whether he will actually leave the group. Ronda Rousey brutally targets Roman Reigns. A female star took a huge shot at Roman Reigns' elaborate entrance. The star in question is Ronda Rousey, and she targeted the latter in her autobiography. Reigns turned into the Tribal Chief following his SummerSlam 2020 return. He later got a new entrance theme, and fans began to notice that he was taking his merry time making his way to the ring every single week. In her autobiography, former WWE Superstar Ronda Rousey wrote that she was told time makes money, not in-ring action. In response, the baddest woman on the planet took a shot at Roman Reigns' elaborate entrance. At WrestleMania 35 in 2019, Ronda Rousey took on Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat match in the main event. That night, she lost her Raw Women's title to The Man. Ahead of the show of shows, Reigns made an appearance on the Elvis Duran show. He was asked about Rousey, and here's what he had to say about the baddest woman on the planet. "She's going to chop my arms off me," Reigns said. "If she gets a hold of one, she's going to break that thing. I think I can take a punch from her, but she would snap my arm like a twig." Rousey went on an extremely lengthy hiatus after her loss at WrestleMania 35. She made her big return 3 years later and won the Women's Royal Rumble match at the namesake event. Rousey went on to lose a SmackDown Women's title match to Charlotte Flair at the show of shows. Her second WWE run came to an end at SummerSlam 2023, where she lost an MMA rules match to Shayna Baszler. Jacob Fatu overshadows Solo Sikoa. Last Saturday at WWE Backlash, the New Bloodline's ranks grew as Tonga Loa also joined forces with Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. While many expected a new member to show up, most fans assumed it would be the cousin to Sikoa, Jacob Fatu. The Samoan werewolf has reportedly signed with World Wrestling Entertainment. It seemed as though Fatu joining the group now led by Sikoa was the plan. However, recent reports from WrestleVotes have indicated that the company may be hesitant to have Fatu join the group, as they fear that his skills both on the mic and ring may trump that of Sikoa's. One person who might not want to outshine Sikoa, however, is Fatu himself, who recently stated how proud he was of Solo, as well as some other members of his family while speaking to Denise Salcedo. "Overall, I'm very proud of my family. I'm very proud of Solo and what he's done. Very proud of the twins. Very proud of Roman, just very proud of my family, said Fatu. Whether he joins the new-look version of the Bloodline or not, Jacob Fatu's eventual debut in World Wrestling Entertainment will certainly be a welcome addition if it becomes a reality. The potential signing of Jacob Fatu seems as though the WWE could be gearing up for a Bloodline Civil War storyline, with Roman Reigns and the Usos potentially reuniting to take on Solo Sikoa and co. During a recent interview with Muscleman Malcolm, former WWE Superstar Afa Anoa'i Jr., aka Manu, spoke about what fans can expect from Fatu when he debuts, and said he expects the Samoan werewolf to reach the very highest levels. Jacob's a killer, man. Jacob's gonna go right to the top. Once he goes wherever it is that he's gonna go, you know. No spoilers from me, but whenever he pops up on national TV, he's gonna be a killer. He's gonna be a top guy. He's going to be the one to reckon with for years to come, that's for sure, said Manu.